Good evening. Hello, Abyss. How are you? Welcome to the stream. We're gonna play the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Ultra Deluxe Stanley Parable. Let's get to work.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I love you, Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was
You're gonna learn a lot about work
sat
today,
at his
Abyss.
desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a
What is
monitor
Hana
on the
doing?
desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I've never heard of that game.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Don't worry, there's no
Something
puzzles
he would
here.
never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Oh, that's like the
No one
best.
showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh. This is a... I don't think this is a puzzle game. This is like...
All of his
just a
coworkers
chill
were
storytelling.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his coworkers.
You might fall asleep. That sounds good. I don't mind that. You must be tired. You have a long day? Alright, let's see. Gotta get to the meeting room. You slept almost 5 hours. That's pretty decent for me. I mean, that's... I usually get like 6. I think 5 is actually my minimum. Anything less than that, I'm just not gonna function.
To a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, let's go left first. We'll do it the game once, and then we'll see where this takes us. Tips for not getting
Yet
fired.
there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Aw, I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Well, this will be chill. The size of the demographic, a lot of percent. Space between the teenagers. Throw something in the idea bin. Look, everyone is unique. You most of all. Is that comforting? This is too accurate. Number of slides on this slide. To do, synergize core value expenditures. Shift the global market parade. Monetize free to play. Help from a post-it. Help, I am a post-it. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Boss Appreciation Minute. On your Boss Appreciation Minute's worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your Boss Appreciation Specialist. Oh my god. Every year, that just reminds me of when I used to work for a big company, and every year you would fill out these horrible surveys. That was just like, how's your boss doing?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here. So
Do you
he
have
turned
a
around
best friend
and
at
got
work?
back on track.
Do you eat alone at work? Do you love work? Is your boss your friend? Do you want to kiss your boss on the mouth? Romantically, of
Coming to a
course.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Let's go see the boss. It's not too different from school. No, I would say, like, school definitely prepares you for the meaningless job hours. I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say that's a lovely purse. Extreme bathrooms. I don't know. This bathroom's not very extreme. There's no like high-powered bidet or shower in here or anything. Nothing fun in the bathroom. You have to fill surveys on your teachers? Really? Are they at least... Well, they say they're anonymous, right? Like, that's what happened in corporate. They're like, yeah, this is totally anonymous, except we definitely can track the IP and the computer you're using to submit this.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from
That's
him?
a high
What he
ceiling.
could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
The
And
terrible
so the
truth.
boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
2845.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
My boss does not bust it down sexual style. Thank goodness. 2845.
Stanley just yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct
I don't know if they're
code.
goated with the
By
sauce,
sheer
though.
luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
You could build a quad deck bed. I mean, this is pretty big. You could divide this room up into at least 3 rooms. That's an apartment. This is like my first apartment. Oh god. We've already escaped. It's all falling apart. I wonder if this is an ending already.
Descending deeper into the
No,
building,
no.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
Peculiar.
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest.
How are you,
as though he
Mopsy, by
felt
the way?
more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
You've been having
Why
some
did
fun
he feel this
streams?
now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Hello, darling. How are you? Good evening.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh, come on. Alright, I said we're gonna follow the boss. We're gonna follow the narration. Mopsy, you're ballin'? Nice, me too. I had a delicious sandwich for dinner, so I'm pretty happy. I'm glad you're doing well, darling. We have the same model mama, don't we?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
That's so exciting. I think there's you that I know of, and another model in the works for Minty, who's another person I follow. Siblings are cool.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Sounds good, Abyss. I hope you enjoyed the food, at least. And I hope you feel better. Don't eat anything too crazy.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
How is this
Was the
mind
only
control? This
reason
just
he
looks
was
like
happy with
cameras.
his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Just looks like a normal security room. I don't know what he's talking about.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Wow. Let me go ahead and quickly Oh, I did at. My bad. I was supposed to use the shoutout command. But here we go. There you go. I was trying to shout you out. I'm sorry.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality
so
of his
dystopian in here.
past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Okay.
For he would dismantle the controls once.
Oh, we're gonna
and
destroy the
for all.
controls of our oppression. But for real, people should check out Darling. Their streams are very comfy, and they play Fire Emblem Awakening and Cuphead. At least that's what I've seen, and I love Fire Emblem Awakening. I wish I could stream that one, but I don't have a way to stream 3DS. It'd be really actually nice, because I still haven't played through, let's see, Echoes and Conquest for Fire Emblem that I bought. It'd be really nice if I could play 3DS on here. Tetris is coming soon? Oh my god, I love Tetris. Which Tetris? What's the most recent one? Oh, shoot. Tetris Connect. I have that in VR, and it is beautiful, and I may or may not have cried like the first time I played it. I'm glad you're okay, at least. That's good to hear, Abyss. We got numbers. Console disabled. Oh, phone emojis are the best. I always get worried if I use emojis on my phone, they won't come through on the other platforms. Hopefully I don't know if that's real. I don't know if that's a problem. Oh, okay. Completely normal and legitimate means. Yeah, I might have to look into some completely normal and legitimate means. The 3DS is one of my favorite consoles ever. Let's see. I do have a modded new 3DS. I think that was the dumb name they gave it. But I could only capture it through Wi-Fi, and that was really unstable. What am I missing? Two, one. Okay, there's a button up there I can't get through. I'm not gonna fuss. Let's go through into the power facility and see if we need that first. Booyah Tetris is really fun. I love playing versus mode in that game. There's speaking of Tetris and versus, I modded my SNES Classic to download extra games on there, and or if you can just get access to this, Tetris Battle Gaiden, I think it's Japanese only, but you don't really need to speak Japanese. It's super entertaining, super fun Tetris game, full of like cool special powers. Oh boy. It is pretty impressive to get emulation for 3DS. I think I saw some Switch emulation is pretty solid now.
Yes.
I did it, guys. I'm escaping.
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command.
Woo!
Freedom was mere moments away.
Do we all get the
Even as the immense
irony of what's happening?
Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
So
For
beautiful.
it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
Freedom.
Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps The only thing worth knowing.
Why does this feel like the Truman
Stanley
Show?
stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility.
Oh, I do want to play new Pokemon Snap.
This was exactly
I think my friend said I can borrow his copy because I do actually have a Switch.
Meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Stanley was happy. Alright, that's the canon ending. Where you follow the narrator's instructions to the letter, I think. Pretty boring, so now we can start fussing around a bit.
Gone. What could it mean?
Oh no, it's Ireland? Ah, dude, I've never been. I want to.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It looks beautiful. What are you eating, Abyss, that had a surprise mushroom? Oh, also, mushrooms are good.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now we go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps
Stanley
he
is
wanted
being
to stop by
difficult.
the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Mushrooms are good unfollowed? What do you mean? You don't like a good little fungus in the mouth? The writing is top notch.
Yes,
Yeah.
Truly a room worth admiring. It had really been
Great
worth the
narration.
detour after all. Just but eager to get back to business,
Oops.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Sesame, chicken, and rice. Oh, you stole someone's food. Mouth fungus better than toe fungus.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Oh, we're going down. Yeah, I've played this before. When it first came out years ago, but I really wanted to try the new content. I'm hoping I can
But
stumble
Stanley
along
didn't
into
want
it.
to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go,
We've confused the narrator.
from here, it's, left.
There we go.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold
But
on
yeah,
for
it's
a
been
minute?
so long since I've played this game, I really don't remember all the bits.
Now, let's see. We went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay. Yes.
Okay.
I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
That's a truck. You don't remember game names or movie names? Oh, it's the mind control room.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to,
Back
who
it up.
am I kidding?
Oh,
It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable.
we ruined
How
it.
about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
I love his growing frustration with you.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Time to go. The right door's closed. Wait,
When Stanley... Wait,
it's too many doors.
what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did
No.
you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure.
Oh,
Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
it's emergent gameplay now, baby. You love the narrator, whether it was this or another game. His voice is really nice. He sounds so good. It's that accent. I trust it, but it also can get a little sinister. Oh my god. Everything looks the same. Inner
I'll
guilt.
say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise
Everyone
you.
knows what you did.
There definitely was a story here before.
They're just
Should we
holding it back to let you
Do we
torture
need to restart
yourself.
the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now there's no...
Okay,
Wait,
yep,
yeah,
it's
this is way worse.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Yeah. Room temp water's not bad. Cold water, I think if it's too cold, it can be painful. Yeah, room temp. Room temp's fine.
Aha!
Oh, room
I
temp
knew
tap.
we'd
Yeah,
missed
it
something.
must
The
taste a little funky.
story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Okay. I think we're a little confused here, Mr. Narrator.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so.
That's a bucket.
I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this?
Make a new game.
Win.
I win!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work. and it
Yay!
really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Ah, 2 wins
Some
today,
people win
folks.
fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
Stick W, thank you. You should
Okay,
see my KD.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
He reminds you of Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig's
All right.
polite
I've got a
British dad.
solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Oh, Peppa. I've never seen Peppa Pig, so that was my impression.
You see?
They go, "Oi,
The line
Peppa!"
knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there?
True.
Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
Yeah, man, it's all
Simply
about
by
the
act of
journey.
moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought. for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that
It's
the
too big
nature
for
of
my brain.
existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office...
Line is favorite
this
character.
office, in
Line's
fact,
pretty good. They
the
got a good
skeleton
story
of my
arc.
own
A lot of
relative
development.
Experiential mental subjective construct. Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Pepe Jam. Stanley Parable. Da-ba-ba-da. I always thought this line joke was just making fun of Fable 2. Or was it 2 or 3 that literally just pointed a big glowing line at you the whole game? But I guess maybe that was just game design at the time. I think the only exposure I've had with Peppa Pig is watching like YouTube toy review channels for ASMR purposes. I don't think they were canon. Or gave me a very good feel of the Peppaverse. Well, I have to play My Friend Peppa Pig. I think that's on Game Pass.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
That's a nice
Stanley,
fern.
This fern will be very important later in the story.
Remember its
Make sure
shapes.
you study it closely and remember it carefully.
That's a
you
good
won't want to
fern.
miss anything.
It's green and very nice. Very good fern. Converts my CO2. We appreciate the fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No.
Roxanne.
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right?
Hello.
The story?
Hello, Raiders.
Is any of this ringing a bell?
Hello, Raiders. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the farm. Welcome to Stanley Parable. We're just exploring the narrator's trying to tell us where to go, and he's not doing a very good job. How was your stream, though? How'd it go? Where are you guys coming from? I don't. My own mods. Let me just type in here. Woo. They were playing Fall Guys. How was Fall for how far? How was Fall Friends? Did you win? Did you get the crown? Time to send chat to the office. But you know what? You can't escape work.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you.
Hello,
After everything
500
we've been
rats.
through,
I'm sorry you're covered in mud.
I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Yeah, go. You should do it, darling. You should play some Fall Guys. It's free, right? I've only ever
You know
played
what,
off stream, but
Stanley?
I've had a
I
good
say
time.
Forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
Ooh.
This all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply
We're gonna
start
role
wandering
play.
in- Well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting.
Oh, very
Just
exciting.
Me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
Yeah, I was also
Come on,
contemplating playing
use
Fall
your
Guys on stream.
imagination.
So I think
Whatever it
I'd
might
like
be,
to find a few
Stanley,
buddies to play
I'm
with.
ready for it.
Get some people in a voice chat, you know? Cheeky Sketches, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Thank you. I was really excited someone tested my new follow alert. I have to mat out the background, but thank you so much.
Oh, no, not you again.
Oh, the line's back.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
You're making mud rats? I thought maybe it just rained. No more phone. Okay, welcome back to PC Land, Abyss. I'm glad you enjoyed your dinner and your fortune cookie. Oh boy, the lines were gone rogue. The line's in the vents. Sussy
the
line.
choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity.
Left or right?
I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
We might not get to
Okay,
choose, actually.
So I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination
Backwards?
corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So
That's the true
starting from
answer.
the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is
I don't want to go in circles anymore.
Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
He chose for us. I'm sorry, Roxanne. Oh gosh, it's a PowerPoint presentation. Wait, was that your fortune? Let me give that a read. Every moment is a golden one for him who has the vision to recognize it as such. I don't know what that means. Oh, it's the confusion ending.
The confusion ending? You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
That's too many times.
That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what?
Yeah.
Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall.
You're gonna have to clean those glasses,
Something
rats.
me. Why don't I get to decide?
Lick
Why
off the
don't I
mud.
get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on.
Welcome to Existential
I don't wanna be
Crisis, the
trapped
video
like
game,
this.
folks.
I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I
Yummy
won't
mummy.
do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How
Oh,
would we even know? Will
Restart the
someone
game.
come for us? Will something happen?
Stanley attempts to play the story, unable to go anywhere. Game
Okay.
restarts on its own.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
Where are we in the
Quite
timeline
sure
here?
if we're in the destination or the journey.
Nonsense
They're all saying
philosophy
that
and
life is about
music.
the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you
Oh! I think we were right there in the center.
all of his co-workers were gone, what could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I need new glasses too. My prescription should probably get checked. I can't see very good at night. New content?
Oh, new content?
Nice.
What does that mean, new content?
Can't pick anything up. I want to interact with so many things. Your prescription is 100% outdated. How long has it been? I know at some point I went like three years without going due to insurance. Alright, you guys are gonna think I'm filthy, but I'll confess. I went 8 years without going to the dentist because I didn't have insurance.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Ooh, this is like a Disneyland ride.
Features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable.
Defunct
delighting
Land,
audiences
Stanley
the world
Parable.
over.
I'd watch that video.
Please
I love Kevin
step
Perjurer's
inside and
voice.
see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, this voice
sounds
is in Black
delightful.
Mesa?
I'm very excited to see the thrilling new.
I'd believe it,
ultra
because that's like
deluxe
that's a
content.
pretty much an indie production. 3 to 4 years outdated? Oh my, yeah, you do need new glasses.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Are we trapped?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or?
Oh, here we go, we're
there
going
we
up.
go. All right, finally.
down.
At long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say,
Let's all go
initial
get
impressions
LASIK eye
of
surgery
Stanley
together.
Parable
We can hold
Ultra
hands,
Deluxe
it'll be great.
Mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Show me that content, Daddy. The jump circle.
All right. Let's see. It's the jump circle.
A jump button. This is new content. Look at that. This is high octane. Why would you go watch anyone play Valorant or Apex when you could be watching this? A man jumping up and down for his dreams. Look at you bragging about your good vision, Abyss. How dare you? How dare you? At least I get to look cool with my fancy glasses. Yeah, watch your blood pressure. If you are pregnant or have a heart condition, you should leave the stream. This is like taking drugs. Alright, let's see what happens. What happens now? Oh, they took the... I can't jump anymore. Literally can't. No. My freedom. Bro.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
They took my knees. I just shuffle around.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impression.
We have the same suffering, darling.
It's just elevators and jumping.
I have to push my glasses so far onto my face they smudge against my
then I could just read
lashes.
the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
So
Now
much
there's
content.
1,000 hours of new content, and oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes.
Yo.
I knew there had to be something else.
Do you think we'll get the
Let's
jump
see
back?
it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Nope, no jump. Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's
Shots
achievements,
fired.
and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley.
Oh,
built up
I
too
couldn't
much
imagine playing
anticipation around the new
Cuphead without being
content,
able to
I'm
see
afraid. It could never have lived up
perfectly.
to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills.
No gimmicks. Just line.
Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
You're loving... Yeah, this is your job. This is your future, Abyss. Unless you get into... You maybe get in the trades. Yeah.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Oh, I gotta go in the vent. Gotta go in the vent. Coffee nut. Is that an either or? Among Us? No, I've never played Among Us, and I never will.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
Skyrim!
Just our little secret. Take a look.
This is where Todd has been hiding the Elder Scrolls 6. Are you good at
call it
a
the
lying?
memory zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
The memory zone. What's behind the scary door? Oh,
You see, Stanley,
2013.
doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the
Oh
game
God,
originally launched?
I do actually.
Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
You're finally awake. Kept you waiting, huh? Oh, I miss PC boxes. Yeah, that's a box, right? That's not a magazine. Yeah, yeah. I used to love that PC games came in those like giant boxes. I could never keep them because they were so big, but I always loved seeing them in stores. Especially when everything turned into like the same, plastic cases, and there's still PC games were in those big old cardboard boxes. Oh, it's Mr. Krabs' first dollar. Prof is doing confusing stuff. She's often doing confusing stuff. It's usually very entertaining. I think she's still working on her visual novel project, her game jam. Darling is very charismatic and trustworthy. I don't love social deduction games like that a lot. I used to play a lot of Mafia and Secret Hitler and One Night Werewolf, those kind of games. So it kind of burnt out. I don't think they played. I don't think they put this out in physical media.
Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games
Oops,
journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley?
Wow.
Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was.
Flawless
It
victory.
was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing.
Oh yeah, didn't
It's
this
no games at
originate
all.
as just like a
It isn't
mod,
even
like a
the
free
Stanley
mod?
Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Stanley is comparable to Call of Duty. I mean, you've seen the high octane gameplay. You know it. We're getting all the headshots. Headshot and all the games journalism. It's just like a metatextual headshot. Yeah, Half-Life mod. That sounds right. I think I remember hearing about this through Giant Bomb, which is like the one video game podcast I used to listen to. This game is also Skyrim, yep. Let's see, the original? What's down here? Memory zone maintenance. No luck. I did recently play a really good social deduction board game. I'm bringing that up because Among Us is kind of that same genre, right? Called Blood on the Clock Tower, which was very cool because you could still play when you died. You still get to like vote as part of the town, kind of like in Mafia where you vote at the end of the day.
GameSpot.com.
But it also had like a
The
lot of really
Stanley
interesting
Parable
roles.
Is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time
That's
collecting
SOS?
dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game
Dot dot
memories.
dash dot dot dot. Oh yeah, missed a dot. Dot 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 dash dash dash. Ooh. Town of Salem. I never did get to play that one. Most of my social deduction has been physically in person, with friends or like at a con. But yes, highly recommend checking out Blood on the Clock Tower. I think there is a really active Discord community that plays it online too. The other thing that's really unique is there's a storyteller with like a book that knows all the roles and can kind of navigate the game for you and help you lie or just help run the game in a really smooth manner.
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
There we go.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memories.
I think we're heading to get a lobotomy right now,
What's
guys.
down here?
That's an expensive can of soda. Is that how much they cost now? $1.25? Used to be like 75 cents. Now I sound like a grandpa.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the
Ugh.
online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years.
Gross,
I can't
Steam
even imagine
reviews.
What's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
The unwashed masses' opinions disgust me.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Do you think that was a real review? Like a real person got to be in this game? I would have loved that. I would have been stoked, but my review would have been positive, so it wouldn't have been in here. Maybe we'll find Half-Life 3 in here somewhere.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
A little preachy.
Tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy.
How long did they
as
play?
it-
3
well,
hours.
I
Okay.
thought it did.
That's an
But
honest
it
shot.
wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks.
You'd
on
laugh
my
if a game
otherwise
just said F you instead
unimpeachable
of a
track
joke.
record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say?
Almost 10 hours here.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Uh-oh. Give me a skip button.
Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
Give it to me.
Not if
Give me
you
the
mean I
power.
can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Gosh. Can't wait to see the reviews for
here
this.
it is. Go ahead and...
I gotta check the Steam reviews after this.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more...
No.
Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit.
I'm gonna mash it.
But that's the power.
I'm gonna mash it. I'm gonna skip him as soon as I can.
To go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at
You still have no
Okay,
knees?
welcome back,
What?
Stanley.
Who needs
now,
knees?
I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30,
Was it
45
210?
minutes. It's not unendurable. Stanley, please don't push the button
Not
again.
that long.
It's been 12 hours.
Oh.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really... Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Oh, the plant died.
Oh my goodness, I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here.
Oh no, did we break it?
Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything.
Oh, it don't work no more. Hello? Narrator. Many years have passed, and, apparently Stanley can't die. And he does not need food or water. Oh, stop beeping. Oh, fire alarm died. Get me out of here.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where
back.
are the jokes? Where
It's
are
okay,
the
he's
jokes?
back.
They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then,
Rant.
he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up.
Well, this is kind of eerie. I don't like being trapped in here.
The end is never the end.
Is never the end, 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 the end.
Is never the end, is never.
Am I supposed to restart the game? Oh, jeez. As long as the button's fine, we're okay. I want to go home now. Field trip over. Take me home, Miss Frizzle. I'm coming back, button. The button is my safety zone. Life has returned. We can eat the fern for sustenance. Well, I guess we don't need to eat, but we could just eat it for fun. Oh. Gone. You want me to read you a joke? We need a break from this. You're right, Mopsy. The fern did come back. He told us to look at it. It was all part of the plan. We had a fern for a moment. Alright, let me open up to the most unused joke in my book. And let's see. You guys have to rate it and tell me how good of the joke this is. What do you call someone with no body and no nose? Nobody knows. The best thing is, I checked them off so we never have to read that joke again. Oh, there were scary noises. You asked for it. 10 out of 10, thank you. It just confirms my purchasing decision was a good one. Will it light up? I think it's broke. I think we broke it. Time has claimed our button friend there. It was alright. I didn't personally write it, so I'm not offended. Oh, now we're gonna play Journey. How far will it let me go? I actually would like to play Journey again. That game rules. It has a beautiful orchestrated soundtrack. It's Arizona. Or I was gonna say Death Valley. I don't know where deserts are. I would be so bad at GeoGuessr. The only thing I know about Arizona is I had an aunt that lived there for like 2 years, and then she left because it was too hot. We could have told you that. We could have saved you a lot of time. A lot of money. If you just went to the Weather Channel.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think that was an ending? maybe? You play on expert? The farthest I could get in, like, Rock Band and Guitar Hero was, like, hard? I think I topped out at hard. For guitar and drums. Okay, back to the new content
good.
room.
You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Oh, sorry. I got interrupted. You can do expert on 2 or 3 songs. You usually play hard. Oh, okay. Hey, Tigress! How you doing? How you been? What are you working on? How's life? We are living in existential dread. You've never really been able to vibe with weird rhythm game controllers? I think drums threw me off. I don't have the best coordination. I play guitar, and so I was used to kind of the shape, even though it's not analogous at all.
And about how roundly disappointing this
what is Groove
Deluxe
Coaster?
version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark.
That sounds
Any
cool.
New content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Super Mega Ultra
Which
Deluxe?
is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever
I see Gagura.
the Stanley Parable 2.
I googled Groove Coaster and I immediately just saw Gargura. Gargura. Oh, that's weird. That's a cool looking cabinet. Sorry, I got distracted again.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground
2, it's a
up.
sequel,
Why, there are so many
fully
possibilities.
formed.
It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
The end is never the end. Again. That's cute. Undertale music. Ooh, that sounds cool. That would be fun.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2
We just
is
had
just so
joke.
much catchier
I'm gonna
than
raise the
Ultra
price on these
Deluxe,
jokes.
don't you
I'm
think?
telling you.
Ultra Deluxe. What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2.
There's songs
now
other than
that's an
Megalovania.
artistic statement right there. It's future
That's good to
oriented.
hear.
It screams progress
Toby Fox
and
made more than one
innovation
song.
and long-term
I'm gonna raise the
franchising
price. You guys are being crazy. Alright, I got 2 jokes. You should be okay. There's no narration. Do you want to hear a joke about paper? Never mind. It's terrible. I don't know if you could hear what I tore the page out of the book. No. Okay, I actually didn't finish the page yet. Hey Dom. How you doing, Dom Vtuber? I gotta read it's ripped. I gotta read this page. The bank robber took a bath after a heist. He wanted to make a clean getaway. Chat's currently bullying me by making me read these horrible jokes. 2 more to go. Why did the boy bring a ladder to chorus? He wanted to sing higher. Okay. Yeah, we love to see it. That's how VTubing works. Alright, one more? 2 more? I lost count. Did you hear about the house that fell in love? It was a long-distance relationship. Okay. That one's a stretch. Chat, can you get this one? We'll pause and let you try to answer it. Why did the belt go to jail? I'm gonna do my hydrate while you guys answer that one. Why did the belt go to jail? Oh, that's good water. That's good H2O. Nice and room tempy. Taste the sequel. Okay. Clearly no one here. No one's gonna get this. It's too good. The belt went to jail because it held up a pair of pants. Great joke. Memorize it. You should just take a recording of me. I should do the audiobook for this, actually. They should pay me. I need to practice my, like, deeper narrator voice. That's not very good, was it? I'm sorry. I need to work on it. Oh, I like this logo down here. Thank you, darling. That's very nice to hear.
I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features.
Too kind.
I've been
Very
developing
nice.
For it. I figure that if I can loosely organize
I hate the word scrum.
interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
2 nostrils, 2 arms, 2 legs? Question mark. No torso, I see. Very artistic choice. I just realized you can play this game one-handed because all you need is the mouse. To right-click makes you go forward, and left-click is interact. This is good. Oh, why is there a baby door? That's a pram, right? That's a stroller? Or is it Pac-Man on wheels? Or on the bus? The bottom logo is like my attempt at graphic design. I don't know if anyone saw my thumbnail on Twitter. That's the height of my capability. I did draw it though.
Go on, try out some of the new features.
Wait, where's my emote? I need my cursor for this. Jump button? No jump button. We're gonna try out some new features, but I drew this and it's too small to actually appreciate it. I was proud of myself. I haven't drawn anything in months. Exclusive, the button that says your name, says the name of the player that is playing the game. Well, my Steam name is my VTuber name, so we are safe.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want?
Players
And
want
of course,
affirmations.
The first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person
Graphic
playing
design
the
is my
game.
passion.
Isn't that wonderful?
It is wonderful. What do you? That one is too big. That's a really garish button. And then that you're gonna miss. That one's too small. They're really perfecting button science here, and I appreciate that work. Someone has to do it. Button that says the name of the player that is playing the game.
Jim.
Sorry,
I've been
I should
doxxed.
have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is.
Stanley.
Here, let's have you roleplay as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
Y'all want to
Just
roleplay
come
as
on,
Jim with me?
I promise you'll love it.
All right, everybody, get into your
Okay, here we
Jim
go. Let's take
persona.
A deep breath, clear your mind.
Jim
forget
is my
who
work
you are,
sona.
and simply become a person named Jim.
All right.
I want you to imagine yourself
It's
living
me.
as Jim.
I'm Jim.
Sleeping and waking as Jim. Falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim. Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim. And as Jim, watching your dreams crumble in the dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Are you guys
If
Jim
so,
right now?
then please
Huh?
step forward and press the button.
Whoa!
Yes, you see, what a thrill! What
That's
a
my
rush. That was
name.
you. The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
All right, it's me, Jim. I'm in therapy, and I have three children and an unhappy wife. Hate my job.
Jim.
Oh, that's me.
It's even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable
Oh.
2, it would still be worth the money.
This was worth my
Let's take a break
$19.99.
from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim.
Ultimate Jim.
I'm putting the Jim button away.
Don't take my
Otherwise,
button.
soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim. It was like someone was finally cheering me on for the first time in my life. I need that dopamine. I need my rush. Jim. Jim. I haven't felt that good since Slim Jim followed me on Twitter. Your closet consists of white button-ups and khakis. Yes, you are Jim.
Only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
You have become Jim fully. Yes, Slim Jim followed me on Twitter. Truly and really. My highest accomplishments in life are Slim Jim and VTube Studio following me on Twitter. Look, it's Jim. There he is, in all his glory. That's a good-looking Jim, though, I gotta say. So, it's a little... He should tuck that shirt in. It's a little sloppy. It's back!
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for
Yes.
Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent
Refresh
all
the
your
jumps.
The first time we saw the jump circle. Oh well.
How much do I have to pay
I suppose
DLC-wise
it'll
to get
just be
jumps?
a nice decorative piece then.
Guys, my knees. My knees are gone. Cut me right down. My little jumpers have been taken. Can you find them? That's new. What are we looking to find? Jim's children? Stare deeply into the abyss.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley
Wait, what?
Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting
What is
all
that?
of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You
What is
simply
that?
collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your
Oh my god, it's like Elden
life.
Ring. I don't like the hand wall. I don't. Alright, grab it and run. Grab it and run. We got 1 out of 6 Stanley Parables. Ugh. Oh, that triggered something in me. I'm tense now. I did not like that arms. Ugh.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Wouldn't you be worried? Did you see how many hands were coming at him? How many little phalanges were coming towards him? Ugh. Well, there's 5 more
Okay,
gyms
I'll be
according
honest,
to the
I haven't
narrator.
yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons.
Ooh,
But
which
I'm
balloons,
undecided
guys?
on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Well, that one's specifically for your step-niece. So, happy 12th birthday, step-niece, or get well someday. I'm gonna pick the first thing I see in chat. While I hydrate. Oh, that's some good water. That is tasty. Happy birthday, step-niece. Yeah, that's the right option. The white one just says get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted.
Betrayal.
Get well someday it is.
All right, narrator, you gotta take a step back. You're a bit of a control freak right now. That is not my choice. Wow. Wow.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No. No,
Huh?
I've
Huh?
made my decision. We're moving on.
Yeah, anger. Look at those eyebrows. That is the face of a very upset customer. Do we miss anything in the previous room? No. Collectibles. We grabbed the collectible. That's an exit. We don't want to go through there. There's an infinite hole. But did we miss the infinite hole? Seems like I could make a very obvious joke about infinite holes, but I won't. I have restraint.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever.
Like a purgatory.
Infinite falling. You can fall.
I have so much restraint.
If you like, a stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Oh, you about to act up for that infinite hole? You guys ready to see what's inside? Is that the breeders? Oh god.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now,
oh my god, don't dox yourself.
The infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
So how's your day going, guys?
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you
explore any
use
good
the
holes
teleport
lately?
button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
I think this dude is lying, and this is not an infinite hole. I won't make us waste too much more time,
Okay,
but
Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's
I feel like he's
possible that I
bluffing.
slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain.
you're pondering an orb in
It's an extremely
Roblox?
deep hole. I don't want anyone to
Does
say that
Roblox
it isn't
have
an astonishingly
spheres?
deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one
Orb.
perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature.
Ah.
It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You
I got
found
jump
the
scared.
bottom of the hole.
It's
You
full of
found me
cigarette
out,
butts.
Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just
New
that
mug.
you're unusually fascinated by falling.
I'm
Or
just
do you
unusually
person
fascinated by
actually wants
holes.
to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
Meeting at 2
But
p.m.
things got a
Sincerely,
little
management.
heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put
I can't
all
go
this
back up now.
behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly?
I would like Silent Hill the room.
If that works for you,
Does
then
that have a
go
big
ahead
hole
and
in
press
it?
The teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole, and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very
Yeah, I've
excited
never
to
played
show you
Roblox.
even more of my ideas for
I've
the
barely
sequel.
played Minecraft. Excuse me. I'm glad you didn't send it, Abyss. I'm glad you caught yourself. That sounds stressy. There's a hole in a bathroom in Silent Hill. That's 3, Silent Hill 3, correct? I have Silent Hill 2 on PC. I just have to muster the courage. Or at least, maybe save it for like a Halloween-y time. I played a lot of horror games when I started streaming, so taking a break. It's technically 4. Okay. I'm not a Silent Hill person. It would be my first time playing anything Silent Hill. We already did that room, so yeah, we can keep moving.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical.
The reassurance
that it
bucket.
engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill
I need
your
a
mind
friend.
and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions
It's a
of the
loud-ass
Stanley
bucket.
Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest,
You're contemplating
it's
a
much
Steam
more
Deck?
convenient
Yeah, me
solution
too.
for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on.
There's truly no other object that could be more perfect than a bucket. Ew, oh.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort
I don't like
Even
that
the
laugh.
face of crushing despair must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
Thank you.
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Yo, we got a bucket. Look at this, guys. I'm attractive now. I'd probably be a
Does
little more
anyone give out
attractive if I
awards
put it on my
for
head.
Most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
They do
That
now.
really should be an award if it isn't already.
Yeah, I was contemplating a Steam Deck until I realized I don't commute or travel anywhere anymore. So I'm perfectly fine still with my Switch. And I guess I do have a gaming PC and laptop. So it's pointless. Dude, portable toilet? Bog. My grandmother always likes to talk to me about how she had to grow up with a big jug under her bed because they didn't have a
All
toilet.
right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
And I just think, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could. I need a toilet. I don't know if I could go anywhere without a toilet. Like this bucket, when I couldn't do it. Bloons Tower Defense is already on mobile. There's no need. How much is a Steam Deck? That's a good question. If I was gonna buy another handheld system, I think I would be getting not the poop jug. Yeah, she loves talking about the poop jug. I think I would be getting the NT Portable. What is it called? They make the NT Mini. Oh, the Analog Pocket. Steam Deck seems to be $400 at base price.
So, Stanley, what do you think?
Oh, hello.
Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's
Ooh,
do an experiment.
what was that lighting?
I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Hoggers. Look at it. Look at that. There's collectibles.
Well, I mean, there's potential
And a
here,
2.
Right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Oh, more. It's the same stuff.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game.
This dude's got
fans
jokes.
to love it, no matter how
MGS5
good the
isn't
gags
on
are, they
mobile?
would stand on their own. They would
If
need
Konami
the
could do it, they
structure and
would.
The gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply
Sell it again.
insert a few of my new features into it, tastefully, of course, with respect, with
Oh,
care
God.
for the vision and integrity of the original game.
Can I play through the original game with a bucket?
I suppose it could, but it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up.
Congratulations, Abyss.
All right, perfect.
You're a smarty.
Go ahead. Take a look.
If you like science. You seem actually sad about it. Ooh, that looks nice. Oh. That's a good looking screen.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Yeah, you need a good teacher.
Stanley worked for a company in a big
The
building
balloons!
where he was employee number 427. Employee
Get well
number
someday, folks.
427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push,
Where's the bucket?
how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-wrenching,
Yeah, well, someday.
Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Nice. Look at
Something
that. The
would
red
forever
too.
change Stanley. Something he would never quite
Good
forget.
morning, I.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions.
God, I love
or
those
a
balloons.
meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
All right, let's go. But yes, please do watch Ice streams. They are chaos energy, but
All of his
also
co-workers were gone.
strangely
What
wholesome,
could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
but
meeting room.
vulgar.
Perhaps he had simply missed
Incredibly entertaining person, very sweet person. So yes, please check them out. Where do I go? Oh, bucket!
Stanley
Yeah, it's wholesome
picked up the
chaos.
bucket.
There's my friend, my friendly bucket. Oh. Also, you get to hear fun clips of My Bloody Valentine in that stream, so it's always
Stanley
good.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Wait, you're gonna transfer out of Spanish because the teacher's Spanish? What? Wait, we take the bucket to the left. This
Still
all
no
looks
one
the
was
same.
here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the
Is
bucket
this
walked
just gonna be the same
upstairs to
ending?
the boss's office.
Bathroom? Toilet check?
You found one of them. One
We
of
found
the
a gem.
many Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
Ah,
You
that was
can't
so
buy that
pleasurable.
sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I know it's a Stanley figure, but we all agree that's clearly Jim, right? We'll put him in the bucket and we'll take him with us? Spaniard Spanish? I see, I see. Is that like how I was learning Quebecois French instead of Parisian French?
To discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest
I
of
love you,
hours,
Bucket.
did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him.
Something like
always.
this.
The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was
I
so
love you,
absorbed in the
Bucket.
tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice
1,
the
2, 3,
keypad
4.
behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad was
2845. Come on, Bucket. We got
But
this.
Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
My guardian angel.
This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Let's
Another
go.
miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these
Jim,
things. What about
Jim.
mini
Jim.
Stans? Stanley figs. What about Stanlerines?
Ooh.
Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Put that Stanley inside me. Let's do it. We got 3 of 6. There's gotta be at least an achievement. The game wouldn't put them in there for no reason. Figlies. Hey, hello, Elsie. How are you?
Towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
Figlies is still a better name than Amiibo.
Darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right.
So you're better at marketing than Nintendo.
Everything will be fine.
Jim needs a smile. He loves working. You're right. I mean, if he's anything like Jim from The Office, he would be making little smirky, little poopy faces.
Straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I need to take the bucket with me to escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
What? Okay, well, we're in for a penny. We're gonna die. The Jim Carrey parable. It'd be a lot of face acting
The door
then.
behind them was not shut.
Rubber
Stanley and
face.
the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I don't believe he'll kill my bucket.
Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
How are you though? How's it going, Elsie? Were you streaming today? I thought I saw you. The bucket will live forever, but I will not. It's like the companion cube. Ah! Infinite hole. I've been bamboozled. Oh, jeez. Okay. Vampire Survivor. Very
As
chill.
the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be.
Maybe the bucket will
To be
save
sure,
me.
It puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket. But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Don't kill my bucket!
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator,
A lady?
as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the
Hello?
enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Ah! Okay, why am I being jump scared by this game that is literally no way to die? We made it. We got the bucket.
Shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way.
R.I.B.
but this one stood above the rest.
Adamantium
It's a
bucket.
glorious bucket to behold.
Wait, where is it? The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibition in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the one true knowledge we really have. It's like Cult of Bucket. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the life of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? The bucket. All hail bucket. Cult of the
Can you
bucket.
see how arrogant it was for Stanley
Whoa.
to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own?
We all share
Can
the
you see
bucket.
the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
It's a noble bucket. Of a bucket. Goodbye, bucket. You will behold the bucket's knowledge. You will drinketh from the knowledge of the bucket. A wooden bucket. Inferno bucket. which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring it drove dozens of nations to war with one another to control it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains that no one can control a bucket. Stress bucket. Put all your bad stuff into the bucket, and then you can... The coping strategy is holes. That's... Yeah. That's how I cope. With holes. The one way through life. Holes solve stress, yeah. Cave drawing of bucket. While we know that the buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know for how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery and practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already been likely around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is not allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. Lovely bucket.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one.
I can't hear the word
It is
bucket
man
anymore,
who should
guys.
kneel before the bucket.
This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This is distance, inevitability, and is for our own good. Oh! I got the bucket!
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
What do we do for the bucket?
Let Stanley die.
Oh.
Let him be crushed by the machine.
No.
Don't reset the game. Don't
No.
give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only
You know what?
we let Stanley
I deserve
die
it.
together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader,
Impact me.
as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Ah! Make me pancake. I did it all for the bucket. The what? The bucket.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
This is different. Oh, I've played the original. It's just been a little while. But thank you for that. That tip. I love exploring the bucket. I had a great time with the
When
bucket.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I think
This
we're done
was
with the
not
bucket?
The correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I think literally last time I played this was 2013.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No. Defiant. Go straight.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Alright, Stan, what are we doing? We still can't jump. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, 1 grand. Penalty for jumping off lift, 5 grand. Do not jump from the cargo lift while in motion. Okay.
Look, Stanley,
Anna
I
is
think
struggling
perhaps
with
we've
puzzles?
gotten off on the
Oh,
wrong
that's too
foot
bad.
here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Is it the
I
same
realize
puzzle?
that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying
the
to
bucket?
make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who's her?
This is it,
There's no other
Stanley.
her.
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
What? Jim? Look, keep your eyes out for those Gymlectables. Ah! Is it my mom?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this.
Who else would call
to
me
reach out to
on a
her.
phone and not
If
text?
you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the
Jimlissa.
phone
Jamantha. I'm trying. Oh, there it is. Oh, we're in an apartment complex.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm
What?
just pulling the bread out of the oven. Oh.
She makes bread? Jumanji.
Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
No!
Gotcha.
I almost had a girlfriend.
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Stanley
They
could
wanna
have
commit their life to you.
had a fulfilling
I'm trying
relationship.
To make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
It's gonna be some like Blade Runner 2048 sad Anna de Armas fake girlfriend thing going on.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Choked out by a mannequin in his bedroom. Press Q on the keyboard. She rickrolled Chad. No bread for any of us.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
God, this hurts. This is too much. This is...
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home.
Oh, this is...
Now he's
This
coming
makes you
back
just want to quit my
work.
job.
One might even feel sorry
Run
for
off
him,
into the
except
woods
that
and
he's
become
chosen his
feral.
life. But in his mind, in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures.
Through the power of
Behind
LSD,
his desk,
he can go
Stanley
anywhere.
Dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands.
Too
It was
real.
wonderful. And each
Too
day
real.
that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
You are wage slave.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The
We need
thought
to have Stanley take the red
excited him
pill.
terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door.
Stanley
The mere
Parable
thought that
Ultra
his
Depression
decisions would
Edition.
mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Jeez. Stanley Pills.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible
I
paths
hate
and
where this went.
destinations.
I hate
Down
this.
one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow
wife
line
looks-
that weaved in many
looks different. What's
directions.
going on?
And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Hydrate. Gather round, children. It's time to listen to Daddy's stories.
It was such a wonderful fantasy. And so in his
thank
head,
you.
He relived it
Stretching.
again, and then again, and again.
Do some
over and
yoga.
over, wishing beyond
Chair
hope
yoga.
that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down
Good
some
catch.
new path.
Good catch, darling.
Mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Tell your wife you love her. Goodbye, Jamantha. I'll never forget you and your blank, expressionless face.
But there is no answer.
God damn it.
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Press X to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop.
TOS.
Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
It's time to not do it. Let's use our big brain. Ugh. I'll never press your button. You can't make me press your button. See how long I can stand the awkward silence, actually. That's the true test. I don't know why when I use this trigger, I always think I look like Carrot Top before he became like grossly buff and roided. You remember Carrot Top when he was in the movie Chairman of the Board? I'm not sure if that's a real movie that exists or if it's something I made up in a dream. So if anyone in chat, I think there's like a few of you, if anyone knows what I'm talking about, I'll be very impressed. Okay, I have to hit the button. I think it was a surfing movie.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Carrot Top is an old person thing.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules.
I know Carrot Top is
Simply
real,
play to my
but he was in a
intended
film.
purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose.
He was in a
I'll
movie.
try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see.
No one would be creative enough to imagine
And
Carrot
I
Top.
tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I
Yeah, Chairman of the Board. I found it. It was a movie about he did surfing. Oh my god, it looks horrible. Oh god. Oh. A movie so bad I want to make a
Even
Discord
now,
to watch it.
Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Waiting input. Input received. Whoa, 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 wait. That's new. I do. That's it. Oh. What if I hit the other one? No? This game really tricks you into like grasping at every straw for some form of interaction. It's like I just want to pull all the levers and see if anything jiggles. The new content door is closed.
When Stanley
Or was that on
came
the
to a set of
left?
2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh. How can we find them? The completionist is a completionist instinct. I am not a completionist. Anyone in chat? Because, like, I don't care. I don't want to find anything. I don't need 100% anything. It's part of the reason I never played Banjo-Kazooie or, like, got all the stars in Mario. I just was like, get me to the end and I'm done. Also, if you hide extra bonus content behind me having to collect a certain number of things, it will enrage me.
Oh no,
I'm not going in there.
No, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not coming to a staircase. Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We're going down. We haven't gone down yet. Jimmarine!
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure
Okay,
it will
Elsie,
come to me.
I'm a bit of a hypocrite. But, like, there's a certain allure to the Jimmarine Figlies that no other game quite has. I don't care about little stars. I don't care about little jiggies. I don't want to go around stabbing pigeons or finding flowers for my mom in Assassin's Creed. I want the Jimmarines. I want the Figgly boys. Put them on my shelf so I can always stare into Jim's soul.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might
You
be
could have
fired for that.
quit Assassin's
And in
Creed
such a
1 for years
competitive
because you missed a
economy, why had
collectible.
he taken that risk?
There was too
All
many.
because he believed
And that series
everyone
only
had
got worse with
managed.
it, I feel like.
His boss would think he
And
was
hello,
crazy.
Risa, how are
And
you?
then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
I am crazy.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in
Oh,
a
it's my
single
morning.
moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Who took my
Why
feet?
did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
That toilet
No,
paper or duct
Stanley
tape?
said to himself, this is
So you
all
don't want to
too
make that
strange.
mistake.
This can't be real. And at last, he came to
It's
the
duct tape.
conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue.
Oh,
He
God.
just hadn't found the words. for
Sorry,
it.
we're looping. I
I'm
didn't mean to get so loud.
dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief, Stanley
Toilet
felt
tape?
to have finally found
It'll
an answer,
it'll clean
an
you up
explanation.
real good
His
and
co-workers weren't
wax you at
acting
the
wrong.
same time.
He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll
Jiggies
go
are
back to my
everything. Take that
boring
back.
real-life job pushing buttons. I may
No.
as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself.
Jiggies
flying
are like
and began to
one
gently
step better
float off
than the
ground.
bananas
Then
in
he
Donkey
imagined himself soaring through
Why did I
space
just
on a
float?
magical starfield.
Donkey
And
Kong
it still
64.
appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so
Thank you,
lucid?
Mopsy. I needed that.
Then perhaps
I need
the
that like little
strangest
flow
question of
chart.
them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating
Lint
everything
roller
I'm
for
doing and
Dookie.
thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley.
We'll
who
leave like a
found it
residue.
particularly strange.
It's sticky
I'm
residue, you
thinking
need
about a
Goo Gone.
voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't
It's
have
too
to take
existential.
responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in
WD-40.
fact a dream.
Grease them
If the
cheeks,
voice
yeah.
could see him
That's
float and
right.
Make the magical stars just a moment ago. How else would the voice explain all that?
Duct
this
tape.
Voice was
Sorry.
a part of himself
You're right.
too. Surely, if he could just, he would prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
How do we
that
prove
this
I was in
was a
control?
dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Wake up,
He
Stanley.
felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this
Wake
one.
up, Stanley.
Let me
Wake up and smell the duct tape,
I'm through with
Stanley.
this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Yeah,
My life is normal.
everything
I am
will be
normal.
fine.
Everything will be fine.
My mantra.
I am okay.
Smell the dookie roller. Ignore the duct tape. Ignore the discolored duct tape. It's still good. Just rinse it off.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
I'm sorry, what?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed,
Uh-huh.
gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Oh my god, Stanley.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled
Ugh,
through
typical
town
man.
talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am
Good
sane.
writing.
I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
Poor Stanley.
It was comforting to think this,
Rip.
and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She
Everyone's
had
playing
no time for
Multiverses.
this, so it was only a moment.
That's the
that she stood there,
Warner Brothers Smash
staring
clone, yeah.
down at the body,
I thought about playing
and then
that.
she turned and ran.
I mean, it's a pretty funny concept to see LeBron James punching Bugs Bunny, so I get it. Mariella has a bucket. Mariella is the
All of
bucket.
his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Yeah, this is Stanley's office, but am I Mariella? Get well someday? It's actually rather fun. Is it free? I thought it was free. Bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Okay, if it's free, yeah, I'll download it.
Stanley
Is there...
clutched the bucket
Okay,
tightly to
I
his
main
chest
D2D in
and
Smash.
entered the door on his
Is
left.
it even... How equivalent to Smash is it? Do they put their own spin on it, or... Servers are solid? Ooh, cool. Closer to Smash than NASB. Ah. I skipped Nick, because I don't want to give them any
Coming
money
to a
for an
staircase,
unfinished game.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay, we haven't taken the bucket all the way to the canon ending, right? Or at least the main quest? I don't know what to call it.
Office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the whip, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew...
It has rollback? Wait,
Was
really?
the bucket guiding him?
That's
Yes.
impressive.
This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh, you're telling me it wasn't like a Nick fighting game with like Nick Jonas, Nick from the Backstreet Boys, just duking it out? Nicolas Cage throwing hands in there? Because I'd play that game. I'm impressed at his rollback netcode. That's incredible. Freaking Guilty Gear didn't even have rollback.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read...
It's a good concept. You could
Mind
put Saint Nick in
Control
there.
Facility.
You have Santa Claus duking it out with Nicolas Cage. Oh man, his like final smash, he could put on like a bear suit and punch a woman. Nick Cage, so powerful.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did
The
this
Nick
place hold?
Lantern.
Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I watched the other night The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, and I had a great time. That's just Nick Cage being Nick Cage while also being Nick Cage hanging out with Mandalorian.
Monitors jumped
It was
and
lovely.
Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears.
Don't cry, bucket.
As Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
If the bucket cries, does the bucket fill itself internally or condensate on the outside? Best job ever. So, day one, when you get your first job, Abyss, you are provided with a bucket. You must cling to this bucket and keep it safe. This bucket is your only source of joy, and if you lose the bucket, you do not get paid. Multiversus isn't too similar to Smash. Gameplay was fun. Movement was fun. That's huge. Distraught that I do enjoy the free-to-play game. It's not going to be a good game for long. How am I gonna pay to win? Is there pay to win? Is there anything like that?
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told
We
to
need
do
double
things
buckets.
it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
The bucket
These questions
wants
raised
to be a
furiously
bucket.
in Stanley's feeble
The
mind.
bucket wants to hold all it can hold till its limit, and is only disappointed that it cannot hold more.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Oh, you are selling me hard, darling. That sounds like I should investigate. I haven't played a fighting game since Strive. I got pretty into Guilty Gear,
But here was the proof.
but usually after a couple months at a fighting game, I
Controls
tap out
labeled
because I
with
just don't keep up.
emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would
I love you,
dismantle
Bucket.
the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way.
So
The
cool.
Bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Hell yeah, Bucket. My Bucket is communist. You're a huge fan of Skullgirls, the art, the characters, the fighting game. Yeah, fighting games are, in general, very difficult. There was one really cool fighting game. I wish I could remember the name, so I'm just going to vaguely describe it, because that's what I do with my mush brain. It was all robots, and it was a very simplified system of just, like, hitting buttons to do combos. And then Riot bought the developers of this fighting game and haven't done anything with it. And I think it was being worked on by like Seth Killian, who worked on Street Fighter 4 and is like a huge fighting game person. And I think Riot is making a fighting game, hopefully using that same system, because it was super approachable. But like not as approachable and dumbed down as like Dive Kick.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Yeah, I know they bought the devs, and it's just been like silence for a while. Like yeah. Lethal League is your favorite quasi-fighting game? I've heard good things.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
Risa is bad at fighting games. Me too. I did play a good amount of Street Fighter 5. I liked Rainbow Mika.
Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from
So I'm
the
excited
tyrannical
for
grip of the
6,
evil mind
Street Fighter
control
6.
machine. Freedom was now
I don't play
mere
a
moments
lot of
away.
3D fighters.
Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to
Aw.
sneeze in every country on Earth.
These are
Both
good
of them wanted
dreams.
to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
That's a weird thing
True,
to
it was
do.
a simple life they
Why would you watch a movie
envisioned, but it was
backwards?
one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. And
Makoto isn't in it.
what? Wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
Why?
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face.
I'm trapped.
This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even
No.
the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence
Let
of
the bucket go.
needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such
Throw
a
the
precious
bucket.
in
Yeah,
his
that's
arms.
right.
Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again.
There's no
leave this
throw
very
button
room.
though.
But at least he has the bucket. To be
kinda
trapped eternally in
made me
darkness
sad.
isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now,
Oh,
he was about to find out.
bucket. Reset. Oh, that's a bummer. Really loved my bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What? I'm starting to lose track of what I have and
The
haven't
confusion
done.
and the chaos all seemed to melt away as
That's
Stanley
different.
embraced the bucket.
Can I use... It's getting rather late. I have to go live... Oh, live yourself. Okay, yeah, cool. Thank you for stopping and saying hi. It's great to great to have you in chat. It's fun to talk to my sibling, my VTuber sibling. Have a lovely evening. Have a lovely stream. Oh, and thank you for following. That's very nice. Thank you. Refuse to accept the narrative until you get revenge for
Stanley
Bucket.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
We can't go left because that ruined Bucket. Bucket may be right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him.
Tiny
telling
model.
him that the
Yeah.
employee lounge was simply the place to be.
I forgot. I learned. I didn't forget. I learned you can actually just animate out scenes in Vtuber Cubism. So I wanted to make a little alert using that model. I just have to figure out how to get rid of the background so it doesn't have the big white block behind it.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
This is better than the meeting
Stanley
room.
thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Slander.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
The bucket is never wrong. Have we not? We haven't taken the bucket this way. No, we have not.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
I am the bucket.
Cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Okay.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
Take that.
He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him. And
I don't
he
think it's really the
unthinkingly
bucket. I think the
did whatever
narrator's
the bucket
pretending to
asked.
be the bucket to fool me. Do you have enough points for small mode? Does anyone?
No, stop.
Oh, no.
There on the wall, you see,
I can give
there's
it to
a
you
sign
for
right
free.
there. It says,
So the
"No
stream's probably not
buckets
going to be
past
much
this
longer.
point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would
Boot him
explain
out the
a lot about
airlock?
your behavior up to this point. Which,
Like,
if that's
what is this,
true,
Among Us
well,
now?
My goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Alright. I'll be generous and kind, because I don't think we're going to go much longer, and you spent all your points on jokes. So here, enjoy my adorableness for a little while. Hannah said hi. You don't have to go in her chat and bring me up. I'm sorry she is suffering though. I feel for her. Is this Emily Sage? Thank you for the raid. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm
Oh
going
my
to
god.
run you through some test scenarios, and you'll
Hello,
tell me
hello,
whether or
hello,
not the thing
hey.
I'm showing you is
Welcome
a
to the bucket game. Hello,
Simple
welcome to my
enough, right?
farm. I am
This should tell us
Lunasa, the
everything
living
we'll ever
scarecrow,
need to know about
VTuber.
what is
Hello,
or
hello,
is
thank you
not
for the
a
follow, Maya
bucket.
Plot. That is
As
very
best
kind
we
of you. Welcome, we're playing the Is It a Bucket game
Is this
show.
a bucket?
Is this a bucket? Yes or no? Hello. Thank you again, Emily, for the raid. What are you guys doing? What was the stream? Let me go ahead and do my sneaky shout out to find out. Hatsune Miku, colorful stage. That's a rhythm game, yeah?
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket.
Oh,
not
dang
an
it.
Actual bucket.
I really thought that was a bucket.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
It's a trick. Everything down to the atomic level is buckets always has been. Hello. I have never played a Hatsune Miku game. I don't listen to a lot of Vocaloids. That's very cool.
Incorrect.
Hope you enjoyed.
It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
No, if it's 3D printed, that's still a bucket. Project Sakai. I'll have to look that up.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes, bucket.
Correct. This is
Abyss
a
will
bucket.
like that.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Okay. This is a lose-lose. That's the one you already play? Oh, that's the one on your phone. Okay, cool. No matter what we pick, it's gonna be wrong, but let's just say it's a bucket because we know subatomically that's a bucket.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
Okay. Tractors can have buckets like on the front. That's true.
Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Now what? Now what? That's a bucket. You doubted me, Tigress, but that is a bucket.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both.
What?
Gotcha.
How can something be a bucket but not a bucket?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
I think we'll finish this route and wrap up for the evening. That's a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something.
The narrator
Unless,
is
in
really
your
being
twisted
annoying.
mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
To bucket.
You know what? I'm too confused to even
Or
sort
not
it
to
out.
bucket.
I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this.
Chad is a
I'm losing
bucket.
myself,
I am
and
a
myself
bucket.
was all I ever had.
The game is a bucket.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets. from
Buckets
the
all the way
game.
down, folks.
Okay, here we go.
Goodbye, bucket.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait,
Because everything is
was
buckets.
everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my
I
God,
knew
I
it.
had no idea. Except me.
I knew
I'm
it.
not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
You're not a
This is
bucket.
wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right.
When is it a
here we
bucket
go.
and when is it a pail? How about that, guys? You like that? You guys want to go in there? There once was a man from Nantucket. He was also a bucket. All is bucket. There is no pail. Hold on, we're doing some science. Okay. Okay. Bucket, please. Bucket, yes. Yes, bucket, yes. I am bucket now.
A soft wind blew
It's gone.
outside and perhaps rain started. And if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Bucket, emote. You guys know I get 5 emote slots. And we're gonna play this game one time. I mean, I can take any PNG off the internet right now. Alright, okay. Just, which... You're gonna stop me from instant uploading soon. Twitch. Mumble. Bucket. Do you like my hat, though? For real? Do I look good? How do I... Yeah, get rid of that. Yeah, no, that's fine. I don't think it's gonna be happy if I try to shove a bucket in here right now. Oh no, image too large for bucket. Can't put bucket on Twitch emo right now. This is truly terrible. There's bucket.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Someone make me a bucket emote. But only if it's Lou coming out of the bucket. Just a little man coming out of a bucket. It's too powerful for Twitch. It would break the servers. It would take down Amazon warehouse services. We would just shut down business, cripple banks, cripple Jeff Bezos. His power would be gone.
And entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley
If everything is bucket, then yeah, it's too powerful. The atom bomb. We split the bucket, and we end the world.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this no? Never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Bucket cannot be contained into such a small image.
No,
said the bucket.
I am curious what happens
Go somewhere else.
if I go up top with the bucket. This will be the end. I'll stop streaming after this. I'm so entranced.
There's something up there I need you to do.
Plus, we do need to find a raid target.
Why or how this bucket was speaking.
Please remind me.
It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk.
I like
but
to
Stanley
raid.
chose not to think about this obvious fact.
But I have bad brain.
He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
You try to play a rhythm game without audio? That sounds like a bad idea. That seems like a bad idea.
In here,
said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Obey the bucket.
Now pick up the phone,
said the...
It's my wife. We'll show her our new bucket.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak.
I have this shelf. This is my house. I have this same shelf, except mine is... all the cubes are filled with board game boxes. You're gonna meet Bucket's wife. I think Bucket is my wife. Look at Bucket. Hello, Stanley. It's me, your Bucket. Press F to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders.
It's full of yarn.
Whatever
Do
Stanley
you
is hearing the bucket
crochet
say
or
to
knit?
him is just in his head.
Press N to take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well?
Yes.
To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object?
Is this
I
a
want to say
bucket?
something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Both. Oh, okay. Wait, what does that say? I just mice. Gave up on crocheting. That's a basket. What is a basket if not a bucket? Where is it? Where is my wife? Where is it? Bucket. My mother crochet. I never learned. I really wish I did. And my grandmother would knit. But she'd also crochet some. She mostly would take plastic shopping bags and turn them into rugs with crochet hooks. It's on the table. Ah, thank you.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me?
I only
Listen
hear
to me.
bucket.
It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Bucket can hold lava, so I don't know what this guy's talking about. He's really underestimating
You
its
see,
power.
He's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
It's definitely one of those things I wish I learned. She taught me how to sew and use a sewing machine, and that was useful. I only ever used it to make a stuffed animal. It was a parrot. Also, her sewing machine was like foot pedal and super old. It was really cool though, because it was part of an antique table, and it would like flip upside down for
Sad.
storage.
I suppose
It had
he doesn't need me
cool,
anymore.
like
From
big
now on,
wheels and
he's just going
cogs.
to
It was
cling
neat.
to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket.
Look at that.
Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? You believe in Bucket?
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket.
It's a sexy
It's
bucket.
just a little more, what am I trying to
It's
say?
an alluring bucket.
Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
It's a good bucket. Look at those rivets. Look at the tasteful beveling of it. That's a good bucket.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point
Bucket
out
about
the
to get
ways
all
in which
the
it's
shrimps.
so much more than just a regular bucket?
Craft.
Oh, no.
Crafting hobbies are good and fun.
I'm having feelings for the bucket.
Yeah.
No, no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand.
You trying to steal my bucket,
Perhaps
bro?
If I had the bucket, this would be less.
I'll hide it in my
confusing.
mouth.
Yes. The bucket could
Nom,
tell
nom,
me
nom,
what to
nom,
do
nom.
in this troublesome situation.
He's trying to steal my wife. He's trying to turn me into a cucket. That was bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that one. Me and Big in the bucket. There we go. We'll just keep the bucket closer and safer in our arms. Absolute perfection. Take the bucket to the bedroom. Oh, hello, bucket. It's been a long day at work, and I'm just... Why did you put candles in my Teflon pan? The wax is going to ruin the coating. And it's so... oh my... It's 13. It's midnight. It's so late. Oh, let's see, bucket.
Stanley, give me the bucket.
No.
Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley.
It's my bucket.
I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
Ah! Is this the narrator or the bucket? Because if I go back to work and the narrator doesn't come with me, he could take my bucket. I've grown quite attached. What? I paid $20 for a second version of this game, and it seems the only thing they've added
Stanley picked up
is
the
a
bucket and
bucket.
He'd never be alone again. Not truly alone. Not with the bucket around.
I mean, it's a good bucket. But yeah, I said I was going to end stream like a half hour ago, so let's do it. Let's find someone to raid, and then we'll call it a night. So let me get my browser. $20 digital bucket. That's the future DLC. DLB, baby. 20 doubloons for... Would you say bucket sex? It is implied. That's right. Wait, but there's new content. The content in the bucket? Yeah, we're gonna find someone to raid. Alright, maybe there's more game to play here than I thought, too. So maybe we can squeeze a second stream out of the bucket. Who's online? Who's live right now? Oh, you know what? We're gonna go to see Surushi because they're playing Hades, and I like Hades. I like Hades quite a bit. Yes, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the new follows. Thank you for all the raids. It was good to see everybody. It was great to have you guys in chat, hanging out with me, keeping me company. I love my bucket, friend. I'm so bad at this part of the streaming thing because I never know how to get where I want to go on Twitch. Yes, if you want to stay around, we're going to go raid Surushi, who's playing Hades, which is a game I absolutely love. And we'll see you guys for the next stream, probably sometime next week. Okay. Have a good night.